Hey everyone, it's Andy with Reverb. Today we're taking a deep dive into some famous fuzz. You might have seen these pedals featured in the JHS Legends of Fuzz series, and rightly so. These are Josh Scott's personal Univox Super-Fuzzes from the late 60s onto the 70s. Some great specimens, and I really want to go into what makes these pedals tick and show you how this important circuit still influences many pedal makers today. The origin of the Univox Super-Fuzz goes back to a company from Japan called Honey and their monumental 1967 multi-effect pedal, the Psychedelic machine. This magic amp-top box would go on to influence the music and pedal world for decades to come, since it housed both the precursor to the Super-Fuzz and the Univibe. Soon after, Honey repackaged the fuzz only into the baby crying effect. But that's where Honey ends and Shin-E begins, and we see the first Super-Fuzz pedal in 1968. Univox enters the picture when the US company Unicord starts to import these effects under the Univox name. In fact, Shin-E produced the fuzz under many different names throughout the late 60s and 70s, such as Jax, Shaftesbury, Kent, Companion, Crown, and Tempo. Despite cosmetic differences, the Super-Fuzz stayed the same with volume and expander or gain controls, and two tone settings, a scoop setting which is favored by bands from Fu Manchu to Electric Wizard, and a flatter setting which helped players like Pete Townsend chainsaw his way through a competitive live mix. Let's talk about the octave up effect for a minute. As opposed to an Octavia, where turning down the gain on the pedal actually produces more of those clangy ring mod sounds and octave up, it's quite the opposite with this expander control. Actually introducing more gain to the circuit really puts that octave out there. There are loads of modern pedals that have drawn inspiration from the FY6 circuit, from the Boss FC2 Hyper-Fuzz to the Behringer Super-Fuzz, all the way to Dan Electro's Eisenhower Fuzz. And it's cool to see the evolution of the Super-Fuzz circuit with that JHS and its JHS mod, which brings out more mid-range and even more octave in the mix, as well as other effects like the SOLIDGOLDFX 76 and 76 Plus with its sweepable tone control, as well as different compression and filter settings. Well, that's a look at the Super-Fuzz, a pedal that really hasn't gone out of style. It's just changed names and shapes a lot of times over the last few decades. And you can find a lot of these versions right here on Reverb. Be sure to let us know your favorite in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.